I'm footing about with angles and all sorts. I need to put a light on, maybe the 2 lights on. See this? It's a lot. You need to figure it all out. That's what we need to do. I need to turn the lights on. Right. Now I need to get past. There's 1. One there. 2. Now. Right, what am I doing first? I'm going to do my Cajun pasta first because I can buck that out the road. Then I can concentrate on my lasagna. That's what I'm thinking. Now, spoon, knife. We need to get our garlic. Frozen garlic. What else do we need? What? Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'll do the Cajun, then I'll do a bit of a clean up, then I'll do the lasagna, and I'll know where my head's at a wee bit better because this is a wee bit of a woohoo. That's what I'll do. So. Right, I'm gonna go through ingredients while I bring them over, but I'm just getting my stuff out. Okay, so there's 2 Cajuns. What was it? Do that. Let me see. Okay, so where's my pasta? That would help. It's only a pasta dish. Right, salt. Salt. I keep banging my finger tattoo and I haven't put. There we go. To look after it, you see? Right. Okay. For Cajun pasta bake. We will get there. I promise you, we will get there. So I have a bag of pasta. Okay? We have 2 Cajun seasonings. 2. You will need that much. For the amount that I'm going to make, I will need that much. It's in front of me. Paprika. That is, I think that's just run of the mill. It's not smoked or sweet, it's just regular. You can go either way, depends on your taste. So we've got our Cajun. Let's bring this back. We've got our Cajun, we've got our paprika, we've got our pasta. And you want to throw in, it's not that much there. I've got other chili flakes. I've got chipotle chili flakes. I like chipotle, it's smoky. So we've got those. And you will need your sun-dried tomatoes. You will need tomato puree. You will need some garlic. I have opted for lazy frozen chopped garlic because, as you know, I don't get to cook every week. The past 2 weeks I have been cooking, and yes, I have been having a glass of wine when said cooking. However, this is not a weekly thing by any means. So, hence the volume. You're going to want, for the Cajun pasta, I'm going to need at least, I've got 7 things of this, and I'm going to have at least 4 from a bechamel. So that leaves me with 3. Now, to use plant-based cream, as we know. You can use whatever you want. Heavy cream, double cream. Is that the same thing? I don't know. But yes, that is what I'm going in with. If you want to use a jar of white sauce, by all means, it's up to you. I'm not judgmental in that department. I'm judgmental in a lot of other departments, but not that one. Right, so let's buck our... Oh, we're going to be putting in some red onion. Probably some mushrooms as well. So we'll use those. By the end of this, those 2 bags will be done. Will I cook all of that pasta? Probably. I'll probably cook all of the pasta. Or most of it, at least 3/4 of it. That's how much we're doing today, okay? So the rest of the stuff then, we'll get to the point where we will blitz our sauce, okay? So it's just starting, isn't it? Hold on. Now, everything else over here that you can't see is for the lasagna. So I've got 2 packets of cheese that I'm bucking over there. I've kept 2 packets back here. I probably won't use 2 packets, to be fair. Everything else out of our road. Out of our rodeos. Right, first things first. Now, I don't know about you, but I just go in with cold water when it comes to pasta. Cold water. Now, if I were to really fancy this up, I would, here's my scissors. Let's see, I thought it was organized. Now, if I was to really fancy my pasta up, I would cook my pasta in chicken stock. Chicken stock, a bit of lemon juice, some Italian herbs, but you know what? I kind of can't really be arsed because I've got the lasagna to do. So I'm not under any time pressure, but I just want to get it done at the same time. So, big pot, pasta. Now, I'm filling that 3/4 full. Why am I filling that 3/4 full? Because you need to give it room to cook. You don't want to overcrowd, overcrowd the pan, and then it's hard to heat and it's hard to get everything cooked through properly. That's what I have learned over the years. I may be wrong. Please tell me. I know I'm not wrong. At the same time. So then we go in, pasta, we've got our salt, and we have our olive oil. I might actually put in a stock cube, just for that wee depth flavour. Cold water. I always have stock cubes. Always. What is your kitchen without a stock cube? A stock cube? I've only had one stuff. Now, where is everything? just dissolve in and naturally give our pasta just a wee bit of depth of flavour, because there's no meat in this. Now, you can add in whatever you want to this. You can have king prawns. I say king prawns, you can have wee prawns. You can have salmon, you can have chicken, you can have pepperoni, you can have a spicy sausage, turkey burgers broken up. I prefer turkey burgers broken up than turkey mince. I don't know why, but I just do. So yes, I have had all of that, and to see what I would recommend, you'll see me do this quite regular with the hair. What I would recommend is to put your seasoning on said meat. Cook it separate, add it in. Now, I almost forgot. Parmigiano Reggiano. Dakota loves this cheese. I can have hard cheese. I don't know why. So we'll put this in. Now, what we want to do is, where's my scissors? Right, we'll cut these. We'll cut our bags of onions and mushrooms. I do this differently every time. I have this down to a fine art. See, when I come home from my work and it's a night shift and it's morning, and I think, oh God, I need to get myself something going. I do it a completely different way. I cook my pasta, I drain my pasta, and I book everything into the drained pasta, mix it round, get it all going, my sauce and everything, buck it in, mix it round, put it onto an oven tray, into the oven to bake. By the time, and then I go up, have a shower, half a bite, have a cup of tea, that's ready, then I can go to bed and sleep off my night shift. Now, it works. Does it taste the same? Is the same love, care and attention given to it? No. You get what you get. Oh, I have to take my Dublin jersey back, it's a size too small. Is that what I get for buying a Dublin jersey? Who knows? Right. So, now, I was going to make a wee error there, and then I remembered. Now, you've got a jar full of oil here, healthy, good oil. We can save ourselves. You can put this back, and we want to, oh God, please open. Woo! Now, we'll pour this in. We're going in with our onions. We're going in with our onions. Don't be shy, they're going to cook down. And they're defrosting because they're frozen, and I obviously was shopping and travelling and driving and faffing and blah blah blah. So they're defrosting right now. That's okay. We're going to cook everything down. We're going to get those nice and cooked. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a caramelized red onion. That kind of way. So, we've got ourselves, we're at heat number 4. We can put it to 5. We're at heat number 5. We've got the oil from our sun-dried tomato jar. Why would you waste that? That is good. Why would you waste that? You're cooking with that. That's all flavour. So, you're coating that. That's going to get all nice and jus. Now, how did I come across this? Well, I'm a real foodie. And I like to just watch people eat, cook, and I like that sort of southern Cajun style, Louisiana sort of that kind of vibe. Creole, that's the word I was looking for, Creole, Cajun Creole I would love to make a gumbo. A good gumbo is like their version of our stew. So they use like chicken, sausage, crawfish, shrimp, and they have their sort of mix going on, and then they add a spoonful of rice on the top. So I'd like to do that. But who's got the time? Who's got the time? So just didn't have the bandwidth for home bargains. Not home bargains, Rachel, the range. Jesus, every time. So I'm now going to have to take back my Dublin jersey, which is now a size small. How did I think it was a medium? I don't know. I actually tried on a Mayo top, it was a size small. And if I wasn't self-conscious about my jelly rolls, I could have got away with it. However, why would I inflict that on other people when I don't have to? So I'll just buy a Mayo jersey in Mayo. What a revelation that is. That's what I'll be doing. Just waiting for things to like heat up. Cook. Stunning. Oh my god. I could eat all of those just from the jar. Stunning. Love it. Love it. A bit of like crostini. Your sun-dried tomato, bit of tapenade. Ugh. I was meant to be in the Mediterranean. I wasn't meant to be here in Armagh. Just wasn't meant to be. But here we are. What can we do? I can't eat another one. See, that's me now. That's me started. I can't eat another one. No. I can't believe that is a new jar. They've not done that size of a jar before. But you know what I noticed as well? Do you mind years ago, because I bought them, that you could have got the big massive bags of pasta from Tesco's, and then for the longest time ever, post-COVID, couldn't get them. They've started to do them again, because I actually contemplated, will I get a big massive bag of pasta, and that'll be me. Because, do you see, I'll tell you what I did. Just while I was trying to cook through that. See, whenever those arseholes voted for Brexit, but they didn't actually know what Brexit meant, and they voted for it anyway. What a way to think. I thought to myself, because I'm a doomsday prepper. Fun fact, I'm a doomsday prepper. Love it. In my old house, in this house too, I have like a cubby under the stairs, and that's a bit of extra storage for me. But in my last house, it was slightly bigger because it was the full length of under the stairs. That not so much. So what I did, because I thought to myself, we're going to enter the shit heap here when it comes to food and just our day to day. So I did a Tesco's delivery, and I bought, now this is pre-COVID, so this is post-Brexit, pre-COVID. This is that time. And I did an order of, I think I ordered 80 toilet rolls, 30 kitchen rolls, I bought tinned goods that I wouldn't really usually look at, but I thought, just in case something happened. I don't know what I was thinking. See, doomsday preppers, I don't know what we'd be thinking, because really and truly, if the apocalypse happened, we're all fucked. The tin food's away, but this is what we do. So anyway, I bought 80 odd toilet rolls, 30 odd kitchen rolls, a load of tinned goods, and I bought the big gallon bags. I think they were 3 gallon bags of pasta that you could buy at the time, and they had the handle. And I had about 6 of them, because obviously I was going to just eat pasta. Can of baked beans, plenty of toilet roll, and kitchen roll. That's what I was doing. So my ma and dad thought this was hilarious. Oh, this was so funny. Rachel, what are you like? Oh my god, you're mad. Well, I wasn't mad when the world went to shit with the pandemic, was it? And as it transpired, I gave some of those big bags of pasta away to family. I was like, take that. I actually had enough toilet roll that when I gave up my house and I furloughed with my parents because my dad was sick, we had enough. My auntie did our grocery shopping and had to leave it, had to do the whole thing of leaving it at the front door, and everything had to be cleansed and blah blah blah. We had enough toilet roll to see us through hard lockdown. Didn't have to buy a single thing of toilet roll. Meanwhile, the country is scrapping over toilet roll. There's assaults at the back of Tesco's. We boys and girls on deliveries are crying to the mandas, hiding in their cars, because people are savages and fighting to get the toilet roll off them. Not here. Well, who was laughing then? Well, I wasn't laughing so much because my dad was sick. But, in principle, who was laughing then? So yes, I have a wee bit of a thing of doomsday, and I don't know why. I don't know why. So that's why last night I was like, I need to snap out of this doomsday crack, because do you know what you do? And everybody does it with their shopping. You're buying the same stuff over and over and over and over again, and you'll find that you'll have an empty jar or a half jar of this and a full jar at the back, and but you're still going to buy this new jar because you're not sure. Something in your head is going, just buy that extra jar. So I did a recce last night of the cupboards, and I said, right, what do I have? What do I need? My shopping list was actually very small. Now I put some extras in there, obviously. But I should have enough to see me through August. And that is no word of a lie. By the time I'm done with this pasta, that should be at least 12 meals. My lasagna, if I'm doing the individual lasagnas, that could be another 8. So we're at 20. Then I've a roast chicken in the freezer, and I've got veg and I've got rice. So that'll do me another maybe 4 days. So we're 24. I've got a couple of pizzas knocking about. Do you know what I mean? We can make this work. This could be on my shifts for August. That's what I'm aiming for. I do have to still get fruit. I didn't get fruit in Tesco's because quality's not as good in my opinion. And it doesn't last as long. My opinion. So I still do have to get fruit. And I'll not get that until I'm going on to day shifts, because I only really eat it. Sorry, I'm fussing with my hair. I only really eat that on day shifts. It's like my breakfast. So that'll be next week. Now, how are we cooking? We need to cook out the water, you see. You need to cook out the water when you're cooking with frozen stuff. Right. What day is it today? Wednesday? What's everybody doing today? Is it raining? It's raining. Oh, muggy rain. I hate that. Ugh. So annoying. So annoying. Do you know what I've started watching? And I might be a wee bit late to the party. Probably am. I gave it a go once before and I thought I can't be arsed with that. That's actually a wee bit annoying. Give it another go. Gossip Girl. So I'm hooked. That's probably why I didn't sleep last night. I was actually up late watching it, and I had about, I don't know how many cups of tea I had, because I thought, flip's sake, I should have got a glass of wine for this, and I didn't. Hence having a glass of wine now. I prefer wee daytime wine, to be fair. I prefer wee daytime wine now whilst I'm cooking. See, once I'm finished cooking, that's it. Done. Party's over. I've had a couple of deliveries that I want to do reviews for. So I bought, they've arrived, the Remington straighteners. And I have a hairpiece that I think has been delivered. I don't want to open it around food. I've got a couple more to come and I'm going to do a review. We're going to work it through together. Now, I do have a background in hairdressing many moons ago. Many moons ago. I'm not very good at doing my own hair. I'm not. So, this is why I bought these hair pieces, because these extensions are heavy. And when I go to Barcelona, Malta, Turkey, Greece, I do not want to be wearing these heavy hair extensions. I really don't. I want my hair up, out of my face, but I want to look. I want to look like, God, she's made a bit of an effort there. You know, I want to feel like I'm dressed without having to put these in, because this is how I only really feel dressed, because as I say, I can't really do my hair. I've got a couple of those wee buns, but I might double them up so that it's a bit bigger looking. I'm actually going to put coconut oil on my lips here. It's so weird not having to put it here. Usually if I go shopping and I'm only a couple of hours, I'll only put her in for a half day. And then I go and get her. But she's getting groomed. The wee Harry Murray. She's getting groomed. She needs it. She needs the underbelly and all done, and she needs her paw pads done. So she'll sit for them. She doesn't really like me grooming her. She thinks I'm annoying because I'm her mama. And I am. How are we going with this water? Let's reduce it. So you need to boil the water away, basically, with the frozen. I probably should have put the frozen onion and mushroom in dry. What do I mean by that? No oil from the sun-dried tomato. I probably should have done that, but too late now. It's done. Where's my... Our pasta's coming on. That's not bad. We'll just get a wee rumbling boil and then that'll actually be done. Because remember, it's going to be cooked twice. It's going to be cooked in the pot and then it's going to bake. So you don't want that to be awful. Now, where's my wee spoon? Why do we need a bowl? She says, well, we need to save some of the pasta water to loosen our sauce. That's what we need to do. Because it goes a bit further and you need the flavour. It's all about flavour. There's a lot to pasta sauce, you know. Does anybody make their own, or do you just go jar? What do you do? It's very easy to make your own. See, once you know how to make your own, I would sometimes as well get a whole load of veg, roast it all down, bulb of garlic, bit of lemon juice, my herbs, my spices, my la-di-da, roast it all down, blitz it. That's a pasta sauce. Right there. No problem. You know exactly what's in it, and the flavour is unreal when you do it yourself. It's unreal. It's far, far better. Right. We're getting somewhere, guys. We are getting somewhere. This is happening today. And you know what the sad thing is when I look at that? I could have been doing it with a bit more onion and mushroom. I might add it in later. Not right now because it's going to take forever. That needs to get to its rumbling boil. It's not where it needs to be. Trust me, I'm not a doctor. So that's where we're at. We're getting there. We are getting there. It is happening. I promise. I promise it's happening. Do you know what you should do? My last hand blender just died. I probably just needed to change the fuse bit a bit. I can't be doing with all that. Why would I do that? Right. And I have a good tip for cleaning hand blenders. Stay tuned. Best thing. Right, our pasta. Right. Get that up there. Right. We're going to save some pasta water. We'll need it to loosen our sauce. So you're just going to ladle. You're going to do ladle 1, ladle 2, we'll do 3 ladles, doesn't hurt, and we're going to actually drain the pasta. sit on a cold hob, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Because remember, we are cooking this, we're baking this all over again. Okay? That's what we're doing. Now, this is where we're at with our onions and mushrooms. Now, you don't have to put onions and mushrooms in if you don't want to. You don't have to. Absolutely not. But you don't like onions. Onions are just a really good base for anything, really. Now, we've got some. Get a cake. We've got some frozen garlic. Now we need to turn the heat down. We'll turn it down till. We'll turn it down to 3 because that's been on at 5 for quite some time. You don't want to burn your garlic. If you burn your garlic, it'll go bitter. You don't want bitter garlic. Not nice. So we're going to go in. We're going to go in with that much garlic. I'm going to be honest with you, we are. And you know what? See if nobody around you like it. Tough. 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 So, we're going in with our garlic. We're going to go in, we're actually going to go in with our sun-dried tomatoes. Now, we're going to have to hold some oil back here because really and truly, it's just going to overhydrate our onions and mushrooms to the point we need it to dry out the pan. Okay? So we need more things going. So we're going to try and get all this in. If you do get some oil in, it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Now, I'll use the phone. I may as well use the full jar. Do you know what I mean? Right. Where's the lid? Now, even by my standards, that's a lot of sun-dried tomato, but that's the largest jar that I've bought, because that must be new. So, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to put our block of parmesan in whole. Right, now we're going to go in with tomato puree. And you're going to pop the top and open that. Now the way you measure tomato puree is typically by your spoon. Now, I'm going to use approximately half of this tube to 3/4 because this is the real base of our sauce. This is what's going to give the base colour aside from our spices. Okay? This is what it's going to grab onto. And you know, you can always add more once we've blitzed if you feel the need to. You can do that with any ingredient. If you feel that it needs more salt, more pepper. I don't tend to add pepper to this. You've probably noticed I don't really add salt or pepper to this. Do it at the end. Do it when you're ready, when it's on your plate and you think, I want salt and pepper in that. I actually don't like to add it when I'm cooking, oddly enough, and I don't even really know why. I think that sometimes they can take over and the balance then is completely wrong. Or maybe I just can't get it right. I don't know. But that's my take on salt and pepper. Now, probably thinking, what on earth has she cooked here? What is she doing? That's a fair assumption. That's absolutely fair enough. I'm going to get the tongs. Because by now your pot is looking kind of briny red. Briny red. I'm gonna let that all sort of mush together. Again, cook down. Cook down. I've done already. But yes, you're going to find that anytime you do anything, it's not going to be exactly the same every single time. That's okay. You just shape shift to whatever you need to do. That's alright. Get some kitchen roll for the Parmesan. Then Parmesan we're going to lift out at some stage. Hopefully, I think it softens actually during this process. I would like it to melt a wee bit in. Excuse me. So that we can blitz it all, because Parmesan is in the recipe for Cajun pasta. It is in the honey's also in the recipe. I've only done it with honey a couple of times because number one, I forget, and number two, you do notice that lemon juice is also in it. So I sort of mould this to me. But lemon juice and honey, a squeeze of each, is meant to be in this sauce. If you want to try it that way. Whatever. So, Chipotle chili. It's really smoky. It's so nice. It's good with Italian, Moroccan, and South American. Beautiful. It's like it's been smoked on a barbecue. Now, again, I'm at the end of that jar. That's for the bin. The best chili, and I think it's an Anjo chili. An Anjo chili flake, if that's the right name. And it's Marks and Spencer. I usually always have a wee jar of it, but I'm out. That is the Anjo chili. If you can get Anjo chili flakes, they're the best ones to get. Don't always go for the hot chili flakes. Go with something that's a bit smoky. It's a bit layered. And you can, like, see when you smell that, you're getting layers. You're getting a bit of heat and the smoke. That's what you want. You want a layer. That's what you want for flavour. Layers. But you don't want it to be overpowering for the dish, because it's not a chili dish. It's Cajun. Right. I'll put it on my top. Right, that's really starting to go to flavour town. Does anybody watch Guy Fieri? I sort of grew up watching diners, drive-ins and dives, and he's like, we're gonna take a trip to Flavour Town. Where we're going, flavour drink? Right. We're going to put that on a low heat. You can even knock that down to number 1 on your hob, because it's been going now at number 5 for quite some time. It's been cooking away at 4 and 3. The heat is in there. The heat's in there. So we're going in with our paprika, and we're going to do, I only have just over a quarter of that pouch left. We're going in with the full quarter. I'll show you how we're looking in a wee second. We're scraping the bottom of the pan, things are starting to catch. That's not bad, that's extra flavour, that's good. That's good. Some people are really sort of like, oh, my pan's gonna be ruined and blah blah blah. Bit of white wine, bit of red wine, deglaze the pan. But we can do that ourselves with what we've got going on. Just a bit of stir, a bit of scrape. That's all fine. That is absolutely, that Parmesan is starting to get malleable now. Starting to bend. Cajun 1. Cajun 2. This isn't even open. If there's one thing I can cook, it's Cajun pasta. So, probably the only thing I can cook. I'm only joking, I love to cook. I can cook. Right, so we're just going to get that in. What else do we need here? Mushrooms, onions, garlic. Cream will be on. We're nearly at the bits of the cream. We're nearly there. Now, we want to get that Parmesan Reggiano. Right, this is what we're looking like. Okay? Can you see how pasty that is? That's a paste for sauce. Okay? And we're going to continue to keep that going. Okay? That is what you want. You are really building some flavours there. You're getting that Parmesan. We're actually going to throw in, let me get the right measure. Let me get the right measure. It's just a wee goblet. I need to wash my hands, that's really tacky. Now, wine for cooking. Here's the rule of thumb. If you won't drink it, don't cook with it. Now, what we're also going to do you mind that pasta water that we saved? 3 ladles. That's what it's for. You need to loosen it up. You need to loosen it up. That's actually saved me a glass of wine. Put a wee bit in there. Now, today we are on Ned's New Zealand Salmon Yopple 2025. Excuse me. Putting in just a wee toady bit, right? So that's why you have your pasta water. If you think, oh God, this is sticking, how am I gonna? If you think you've lost it and it's like, oh God, you're panicking. That's how it's meant to look. That's you building. You're making a sauce. Sauces don't come together as a liquid straight away. You make it a liquid. Right? Make sense? Now, this is what we are like. Oopsies. I'm a bit too excited. Now, this is what we're like now. We've put in the pasta water. And we're just going to let this simmer, simmer, simmer. The smell. Oh my dear God. This is going to go in. This is a bit of white wine. If you have red, you can put red or white into this. It does not matter. It does not matter. We're not precious. You can also get the red and white, red wine and white wine stock cubes. They're also amazing. Absolutely. However, got the real deal there. Great. Now, yeah, I'm knocking that back down to 1 because I don't want it to everywhere. So let's have a wee. Want some little wisdom? That's good. That's good. Now, as I say, you can change your ratios. I've done a big jar of sun-dried tomato. You might not want a big jar of sun-dried tomato. You might want a little duty bit. I love them. Love them. And see when I blitz this sauce. See if you had a bowl and you just had garlic bread. Actually, about garlic bread. I may or may not have done that before. Now, where's our parmesan and all of this? Right. So we went in with a block of parmesan, and this is what we have. See how it's breaking apart? We're just going to let that it's down at number 1. We're letting that seep in. We're letting that just mix in. It wants to be part of the party, and we're going to let it. That's what we're going to do. And in the interim, we're going to maybe do some tidying up. Maybe.